All right, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down Clay, clay.com, an amazing, enrichment tool. It's really an outbound tool just in general. So I'm going to go ahead and just sign up, sign in. Many of you might be signing up for the first time, so just clay.com, choose the plan that works best for you. Play is a credit-based system, meaning um, you'll use credits whenever you want to enrich or get more contact information or use AI or anything like that. So um, as you can see here, I've just signed in and I can see my dashboard. Typically, a lot of people are going to want to start by clicking find companies, right? Because you're going to want to start by finding the companies that you want to target and then breaking that down into finding the people that you want to target, right? So as I do this and get my first list from Clay, I'm going to try and explain a lot of the cool features and how to use them. And obviously, Clay can really be what you want it to be. So there's just tons of ways that you can take it. I want this to be a good base so you can use Clay, dive right in, and then start to learn more as you go. So let's just go ahead and select like um, what's a good industry? Marketing services. Like, should we target agencies? Like, assume we have a marketing technology product. Do we want to exclude any industries? Potentially, not right now. Um, let's go with you know a 51 to 200, right? And then 200 into 500. I feel like that's a good sweet spot for a company that's not too big. They might be open to using another product. Um, let's just add the keyword agency. Let's do United States as the location. Let's do California as the first state. Then I'm just going to go ahead and click preview companies. B2B marketing agency. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and pull 50. Looks like there was 68 total. So I'm going to import that into a new table. I'm just going to do basic profiles here. You can choose, to fully enrich the company. So then it would be 50 credits, right? Include the head count, include recent news, their tech stack, any job openings, total funding. So you can see how much data you can get just from that initial lead or search. I'm just going to do basic profile for now. It's going to pull us into another or a table, right? We can add enrichments from here, like you can scrape a website to look for something in specific. You can use AI. You can use a formula, which is essentially directing Clay to look at the data or do anything for you. But it would have to be. It's not going to be able to scrape anything. It's just like if it has a .com in the domain column, add it to create another column, for example, right? So enrichments is really where you're going to be spending a lot of your times here. Within actions, you can export, you can import. Writing to another table is going to be really important because essentially you might have one universal table where you can upload contacts or companies or add more companies. Um, you know, like monitor, you can monitor for promotions, monitor for job changes, all within your universal table. And then you might want to write to another table when you're only looking for, when you're only going to actually enrich certain companies. And I'll explain that a little bit more. Here you can find more companies within the same specifications or find people at these companies, right? So maybe we do it, we use AI to please examine examine the domain of the company and give me one sentence I could use to explain what they do in an email being sent to them. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna click help me, and I'm gonna generate the prompt. They do a really good job of typically, you are tasked with generating a concise sentence that explains what a company does based on its domain information. Create one sentence that are done. Maybe, that's, we'll accept that prompt. I'll save and don't run. Um, we could use, we could use it to look up what tech stacks the company is using. We could also use it to find anything in the news. There's a lot you could, obviously, unlimited options, right? News, you could just type in news and add enrichment, and you can use a waterfall, right? So waterfall is essentially a series of events that Clay will perform for you um, in order to achieve a certain result. You can use Google News, Hacker News, predict leads to get the most recent news. But anyway, if you wanted to find recent news on a company, you would just use that enrichment and then tie it to the company domain. Let's see. I'll go ahead and run this first one. Let's see what sort of company description it gives us. Although you could, there is a company description already, I believe. Yeah. So, here's a larger, so we could have just had it analyze the description. Um, but made it analyze the domain. Okay, so it's a marketing agency that helps enterprises drive new customer acquisition through data-driven. Done. So you would need to tweak this prompt because it's really just giving a description. However, we wanted to use it in an email, right? Anyway, so from here, you might want to add a checkbox, right? For example, so now we're starting to get an idea of, like, after adding a couple enrichments, really honing in on companies that are within your target market, great prospects. Let's go ahead and click this little gearbox here, click formula. We'll use AI, right? So only check companies that have something written in this new column, right? So this is just to highlight how you can use, wait, written in company description, generate formula, because that output wasn't correct. So here you can see true. The output is true because it has something written here. Because we don't, in some cases, we don't want to reach out to or find people on every single company, right? So we'll just do output is correct, save formula. And then when we're doing an action and we want to, write to table, we can essentially get all of the companies that we want to target. So select a table to write to. Let's do new table. Um, so what do we want to add? We want to add, let's just do the description or the ones. We want the name of the company. We'll do a new column. So just follow along here. Then we want the domain. We'll do new column. We want to then add, and these are the columns that are going to be added into the new table, right? So maybe we want the LinkedIn URL as well. We'll do that new column. I'll add then the company description, right? The one that for the enrichment. Then I'm going to click on run settings. I'm going to use AI as always. Only run if is the new column is that checkbox if is checked. Let's see what it does here. So yep, you can see that it will only run when this first one is marked true because it's the only one that has any data, obviously. So we're gonna click output is correct. I'm gonna save it and I'll run 10 rows. Cool, so gonna go ahead and find the table that we just created. So as you can see down here, there's tabs. We'll just go ahead and go to the new table. As you can see, we only imported the first row, which is correct. So we'll want to go ahead and find people, right? Now that we have our um, our the companies that we want to target, right? So let's go ahead and find people at these companies. Maybe we'll just do founders, right? What kind of company? Yeah, we'll do founder. We'll do CEO. We'll do head of marketing. We'll do CMO, right? CMO. We're only working with one company here. So let's go ahead and preview the people, see if it has those. Okay, cool. So it looks like we got the executive assistant and the CEO, right? We'll go ahead and import to a new table. And again, you can do the fully enriched profile, personal, work, or with their mobile number as well. I'll just go ahead and continue for free. And now a great thing about Clay is that you can not pay anything and still get their LinkedIn profile. So you can add them directly to a LinkedIn campaign. All sorts of enrichments, like you can find recent posts, right, by clicking in enrichment, just typing in posts, social posts, right? So it's zero point 0.5 credits to get a person's social post and shares. So then you can mention that in your outreach. Obviously, you can get their mobile numbers. Just type in mobile into the enrichments, and it's going to give you a whole selection of ways of things that you can do to get their number. Looks like the most effective or credit effective is Nimbler, find mobile number, or you can use a waterfall where it's going to try every different tool, and you would only pay the amount of credits associated with the tool that successfully gets their mobile number. Really, really cool features. Um, and once you're ready to go, you can just go ahead and select all. Um, then you can just either export, right, all of the folks into a CSV and upload directly to um, your outreach tool. Again, you can monitor for promotions, right? Um, so if you have thousands of folks, put them in an automated system where they immediately get a touch point based on a promotion. Just so much to do with Clay. I hope this is a good kind of high level breakdown of the tool and how to get started.